The race is often framed as speed, dominance, and breakthrough moments, but what truly defines it is data. Beneath every headline about innovation or rivalry lies an invisible layer of numbers quietly shaping decisions, strategies, and outcomes. Data is not just a supporting element in the race, it is the race itself. Every move, every adjustment, every success or failure is measured, analyzed, and refined through it. At the core, data transforms uncertainty into calculated risk. In any competitive environment, whether technological, economic, or geopolitical, no decision is made blindly anymore. Patterns from past performance, predictive modeling, and real-time analytics create a feedback loop that continuously informs the next step. This loop is what separates those who are reacting from those who are anticipating. The difference between winning and falling behind is often just the ability to interpret the numbers faster and more accurately. The scale of data being generated today is unprecedented. Every second, systems produce streams of information, user behavior, performance metrics, environmental variables, financial indicators. That is why the race is not just about collecting data, but about filtering it, prioritizing it, and turning it into actionable intelligence. Algorithms play a central role in this transformation. They are designed to identify trends that are invisible to the human eye, detecting subtle correlations across massive datasets. These patterns can signal shifts before they become obvious. For example, a slight change in consumer behavior across regions might indicate a larger trend forming. A minor fluctuation in performance metrics could reveal an underlying inefficiency. Algorithms do not just process data, they amplify its value by uncovering hidden meaning. However, the effectiveness of data depends heavily on its quality. Inaccurate or incomplete data can lead to flawed conclusions, and in a competitive race, even small errors can have significant consequences. This is why data validation, cleaning, and standardization are critical steps. Reliable data creates a stable foundation for decision-making. Without it, even the most advanced analytics systems become unreliable. Trust in the data is as important as the data itself. Another dimension of the race is speed. It is no longer enough to analyze data correctly, it must also be done quickly. Real-time analytics has become a defining factor. Systems are now designed to process information instantly, allowing decisions to be made in the moment rather than after the fact. This immediacy changes the dynamics of competition. Instead of reacting to outcomes, organizations can adjust strategies while events are still unfolding. The race becomes fluid, constantly shifting based on live input, but speed introduces its own risks. Rapid decision-making can lead to over-reliance on automated systems, reducing human oversight. While algorithms are powerful, they are not infallible. Bias in data or model design can produce skewed results. This creates a delicate balance between automation and human judgment. The most effective systems are those that combine both, leveraging computational power while maintaining critical thinking. Data also reshapes how performance is measured. Traditional metrics are being replaced by more nuanced indicators that capture complexity. Instead of focusing on single outcomes, systems now track multiple variables simultaneously. This multidimensional approach provides a deeper understanding of performance, revealing not just what happened, but why it happened. It allows for more precise adjustments and continuous improvement. The competitive edge often comes from integration. Data from different sources, operational, behavioral, financial, must be combined to create a comprehensive view. Predictive analytics allows organizations to simulate scenarios and test strategies before implementing them. This reduces uncertainty and increases confidence in decision-making. Instead of relying on intuition alone, strategies are backed by evidence. The race becomes less about guessing and more about forecasting. At the same time, access to data is becoming a competitive factor. Those who control valuable data sets hold a significant advantage. Data is often described as a resource, similar to energy or capital. It fuels innovation and drives progress. However, this concentration of data raises questions about fairness and accessibility. Not all participants in the race have equal access, which can create imbalances. Security is another critical aspect. As data becomes more valuable, it also becomes a target. Protecting information from breaches and misuse is essential. A single vulnerability can compromise entire systems, leading to loss of trust and competitive position. Security measures must evolve alongside data systems, ensuring that information remains both accessible and protected. Ethics cannot be ignored in this landscape. The use of data involves responsibility. Decisions based on data can have real-world consequences, affecting individuals and communities. Transparency in how data is collected and used is increasingly important. Trust is built not just on accuracy, but on accountability. The race is not only about who can use data most effectively, but also about who can use it responsibly. The human element remains central despite the dominance of data. Behind every system are people interpreting results, making decisions, and setting objectives. Data provides the tools, but humans provide the direction. Understanding context, values, and long-term goals requires judgment that goes beyond numbers. Adaptability is another defining factor. Data environments are constantly changing, with new sources, technologies, and challenges emerging. Systems must be flexible enough to evolve. Static approaches quickly become outdated. Continuous learning, both for individuals and systems, is essential. The race rewards those who can adapt faster than others. Visualization plays a surprisingly important role. Raw data is complex and often difficult to interpret. Effective visualization translates numbers into clear, understandable formats. Graphs, dashboards, and interactive tools make it easier to identify patterns and communicate insights. This accessibility enhances decision-making, allowing more people to engage with the data. Collaboration is also influenced by data. Shared platforms and tools enable teams to work together more effectively, even across distances. Data becomes a common language, aligning different perspectives and functions. When everyone operates from the same information, coordination improves and conflicts are reduced. The race becomes more cohesive internally, even as competition intensifies externally. The cost of participation in the data-driven race is significant. Infrastructure, storage, processing power, and skilled personnel all require investment. This creates barriers to entry, but it also drives innovation. New technologies aim to reduce these costs, making data tools more accessible. The balance between cost and capability is a constant consideration. As the race continues, the definition of success evolves. It is no longer just about reaching a finish line, but about maintaining momentum. Continuous improvement, informed by data, becomes the goal. Success is measured not by a single victory, but by sustained performance over time. Data enables this continuity, providing the feedback needed to keep moving forward. In the end, the race is not simply about competition between participants. It is about the relationship between data and decision-making. Those who understand this relationship gain clarity in a complex environment. They move with purpose rather than guesswork. They anticipate rather than react. The numbers themselves are neutral, but the way they are used determines the outcome. The data behind the race reveals a deeper truth. Progress is no longer driven by isolated breakthroughs, but by continuous, incremental improvement guided by information. Every data point contributes to a larger picture, and every insight adds to a growing advantage. The race is ongoing, shaped by those who can see beyond the surface and understand the patterns beneath.